Hi everyone, this week I just want to talk to you guys about hate crime laws and why we should have them in place. So hate crime laws, those are anything that can be prosecuted under the definition of a hate crime. So hate crimes are an underlying criminal act that's motivated by hate or bias towards a protected individual or a group or even the perceived affiliation of an individual with a specific group. So even if someone is mugged and beaten because they're perceived to be gay but they're not gay, they're still protected under hate crime laws just because they were perceived to be part of a protected group. The different groups that we have in California are race, sexual orientation, gender, religion, nationality, and disability for both mental and physical disabilities. And typically hate crimes are a little bit more violent and extreme because they are motivated by actual hatred towards a person or a group. And hate crimes are a little bit different than hate speech. So hate speech is protected under the First Amendment. People are free to express their opinions and their views towards different religions and races and things like that. But it's once there's a criminal act involved that it becomes a hate crime. And hate crimes do have to have the motive proven in court. So in the judicial side of all of it, if there's a hate crime being prosecuted in the court, it has to be proven that there was that underlying motive of hate towards an individual. So even with a murder case, you don't have to prove the motive, but with hate crimes you do. And so one of the first ideas behind hate crimes are that many communities or individuals or families want retribution. A lot of times the hate crimes have more psychological and physical trauma effects than there are on just the regular crime. So if maybe a Jewish person is attacked, then the whole Jewish community is affected by that. And so there are just more of those effects on the community itself as opposed to just an individual. There's a lot of more fear instilled in the people as well. They might not go out all the time, or they might stop going to certain places because they know that people are attacked there. So we just don't want people to have fear in just being able to live out their daily lives. And so these hate crime laws protect them and allow them to be able to live in their communities. And a lot of people also are going to want payback. They want that retribution for what's been done to them. So if someone in their community was attacked, they want to be able to have that payback and have an increased punishment because of the extra implications of a hate crime. Not only was a person attacked because it was easy to attack them, but because they were either gay or they were black or something like that. And then the other idea is deterrence. So assuming that the suspects know that there are hate crime laws in place, they're supposed to deter them. So whether that's an enhancement to the sentence, there's actually a separate law about hate crimes, or if they can be tried for both a criminal and a civil suit. All of those are supposed to deter them from actually committing the crimes themselves. So maybe instead of serving a 10-year sentence, they might be serving a 20-year sentence. And then the hope is that the criminals will say that the risks outweigh the success of being able to attack maybe a gay person. And so then they end up not committing the act because there's double the time that they would be serving in either the federal prisons or something like that. So that's just kind of where they come with the deterrence. And so really just hoping that the risks will outweigh the reward. And for a criminal, the reward would be being able to attack someone that they don't like or agree with and things like that. And then there is also just symbolic effect there. So a city or a state can be seen as encouraging or accepting of different ideals based on which groups they decide to protect. So we want to be able to say that we embrace all religions. And so by kind of showing that if we protect them under hate crime laws, then that's showing that the state does really encourage people to have that freedom of religion and be able to practice any beliefs that they might have because they're all protected under hate crime laws. And it's different for every state. So some states protect more groups than others, and it just depends on what they really want to encourage and be able to embrace in their community. And so it just is another way that allows people to feel safe in the place that they live in and not have to live in constant fear in a place that's free. Some of the cons to hate crimes is that people think that sometimes there's too many groups that are protected, that at the end of the day, if so many groups are protected, then really everyone's protected, so why even have the hate crime laws? And just hoping that the enhancements will actually deter people from performing hate crimes. And then it just also says, what does the community decide to embrace or not? So if a community decides to make sexual orientation a protected group, then do they encourage homosexual relationships, or what do they feel about that? So that's kind of just an overview of why hate crimes are important and what they do for our community. Thanks.